Hi, I'm Mara Gibson, and I'm here today to talk about a program offered by Steiner Health in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Steiner Health is a medical nonprofit founded in 1997 by Dr. Molly McMullen Laird and Dr. Quentin McMullen. There are two arms of Steiner Health. One is a medical practice, community supported anthroposophic medicine, or CSAM, and the other is the Rudolph Steiner Health Center, where a number of programs are offered. And one of these programs is a medical summer internship program for young people aged 18 to 30 who want to learn more about anthroposophic medicine and therapies. And I'm here today with two people who participated in the program in 2017. And in that year, the program began traveling to Flint, Michigan to help people who had been affected by the Flint water crisis. The interns stay at the health center for a week and they learn about anthroposophic medicine and therapies. And then they traveled every day to Flint to help residents by doing various liver detox aid. They do liver compresses and education and other therapies and provide comfort. And this has been a really meaningful experience for those involved. And last year, the doctors felt that they would be able to serve people better if they were able to travel to them. And so they were able to purchase a used ambulance, now called the Flint Healing mobile unit. And they go see people in their homes, churches, community centers, or shelters. And they've been able to reach a lot more people this way. In the past, they used to see people in outdoor camps and fields. And they're even able to do liver compresses in the ambulance now, in the Flint Healing mobile unit. And I'd like to thank the sponsors of the Flint Healing mobile unit very much. We really appreciate your support and thank you for making this work possible. I'd like to introduce the two people who are here with me today. They're what we call Flinterns. Those are interns who went to Flint. And as I mentioned, they both did their program in 2017. Brittany Hannes is a realtor, and she graduated from the University of Michigan with the BA in history. And she has a number of side interests. She is a Bhakti yoga practitioner, a singer-songwriter, an aunt, and an animal lover. And she was initially inspired to do work in real estate because of her love of Detroit and the potential that exists there. And she sees a lot of parallels between Detroit and Flint and the amount of potential they both contain. And Alondra Mead is also with us, and she is in her last year at the University of Michigan, and she's studying psychology as an undergraduate, and she's concentrated her study on aspects of human well-being, including nutrition, exercise, mental health, spirituality, and the environment. And she hopes to pursue a career in the area of wellness where she can aid in improving the lives of those in most need. And I'd also like to mention that since their internships, both Brittany and Alondra have continued to be really active and involved with Steiner Health in different ways. They've traveled to Flint to help on the weekends, and they have helped with the summer internship program, and also are both on the Steiner Health Advisory Board. And thank you very much, Brittany and Alondra, for all you've done and for being here today. I have a few questions for you about the program. And Brittany, I was wondering if you could tell me about your experiences in Flint.
Yes, of course, and thank you for the lovely introduction, Mara. So my experience at the health center was profound, healing, and enriching. We packed so much into our week there, but it flowed so smoothly. Some of my favorite activities included learning new songs, helping in the garden, cooking with Molly. We learned spatial dynamics, and of course the late night chats around the dinner table after eating a healthy home-cooked meal prepared with love and intention. I mention these to highlight the attention and care we received at the health center It was through the desire of Molly and Quentin to heal and nurture that we were positioned to pour into the cups of the residents of Flint that needed the same thing. There in Flint, we engaged in the service of those residents fully. From AM to PM, that was our primary objective, to just be of service and be with the residents. We facilitated therapeutic discussion circles, educational lectures, art therapy sessions. We applied hot liver compresses to those residents that needed detox, and so much more. However, I think our primary objective in Flint was to just simply sit in support and solidarity with those affected by the water crisis, to listen to the individual stories, pain, wisdom, and inspiring resilience amongst so much gaslighting that was occurring by the city at the time. They wanted to be heard, and we lent our ears.
Thank you, Brittany. And Alondra, I was wondering if you could tell me a bit about your experiences in Flint.
Yes. Thank you, Brittany, for sharing. And I really found the experiences in Flint very profound as well. I got the opportunity to be a part of going to Flint the first year that Dr. Molly and Dr. Quentin went to Flint, which is the same year that Brittany went as well, in the summer of 2017. And it was very interesting because actually, usually these retreats with young people, or the sessions that Dr. Molly and Dr. Quentin get to teach young people actually is through the health center itself, and it's through retreats that they have the people usually stay there and learn about anthroposophy in a more way that's closer to the health center itself. But this year in 2017, Dr. Molly and Dr. Quentin said, there is an emergency within our own midst, within our own community in Flint. And they saw that need, and they actually emailed all of us, which we kindly call Flinterns, and they emailed all of us before the program even started. Dr. Molly asked, how would you guys feel about, instead of working at the health center with the clients that we usually have come to retreat, how would you feel about going to Flint to help the people that are immediately impacted by this lead crisis? And we all resoundingly said, of course, yes, we would love to go. And so I found it really impactful that Dr. Molly and Dr. Quentin, they immediately take action at the needs of their community. Instead of some people who often talk about, we need to do this and need to do that, Dr. Molly and Dr. Quentin see it and they go do it. And I really find them inspiring for that. So I'm really glad that they had us all go to Flint. And before we went to Flint, we did take a few of the first days of the internship to really learn about the basics and about the interweavings of anthroposophy. And I think that really helped us to solidify what we were going to bring to the community and bring to Flint. And through those first initial days at the health center, where all of us interns were learning from Dr. Molly and Dr. Quentin, we learned all sorts of things, including the importance of nutrition, of even taking silent time and meditation, of spatial dynamics and movement in our bodies, even of art therapy, and how different types of mediums like clay versus drawing can actually be good for different organs or different systems in the body. And we really took all of this kind of holistic knowledge to apply it later. But one of the other important things included with nutrition that I found really profoundly just enriching was all of us individually taking a lot of time and putting so much into cooking our meals, especially with organic ingredients, and then sitting down at the table together where we had almost these wise, elders of Dr. Molly and Dr. Quentin, where we got to ask questions and they got to pour their wisdom into us. And I found that to be one of the most enriching experiences of my life, and sharing with everyone there felt like a family. And so I'm so grateful to have had that experience. And so then we took all of these things that we learned and we drove way out to Flint, and we actually set up space in a church in Flint. And we, at first, I must admit, it was hard to get people to come to us. So we were out there in the parking lot giving out flyers to people that were still coming for water. Daily water was something that people did not have. They had to come and get bottles. And so we were out there telling them that Dr. Molly and Dr. Quinton were giving these free services. And I think another important aspect of the Flint experience is that the services were free. It shows how much Dr. Molly and Dr. Quinton really value the enriching of community, even not at a price. And that was very inspiring to me as well. So we were out there trying to get people to come in, and we did get a few people to come, and we had one main family that we were able to really, I think, impact a great large amount and treat. And we were doing there, among other things, education of nutrition, detox, as well as, so the detox compresses, as well as we were doing some art. And I think one of the other really important things was being able to sit in these groups with people and actually ask them about their story. And in this mental health perspective, being able to listen to them, I think, was one of the most profound things we could have done, because at the basis of the Flint crisis was a community being ignored, and being ignored to the extent of having lead in their pipes and affecting their health so detrimentally. And us being able to say, we see you and we hear you and we're trying to hear your story, I think really could have changed and shifted some people's mentality and shifted their mental space. And so I'm glad that we got to have that opportunity to hopefully bring something beautiful into their life. And one of the other things that I'm so glad I got to be a part of was actually coming back and helping several times, especially this summer to last, with the mobile Flint Healing unit in 2019 in the summer. And it was such an important and amazing aspect that Dr. Molly and Dr. Quinton thought to bring in this ambulance, because it was somewhat difficult to get people to come to us. But when we had the means to get to other people, it widened the variety of people that they could impact, which is so wonderful. And so I'm so thankful to all the donors and people that made that possible. And not only did the ambulance and the mobile Flint Healing unit have the capacity to store materials, but it also had the capacity to even have someone lay down in it and do a liver detox compress in there. And that way we were able to go to people's homes. Anyone who seemed in need, we went to. Last time as well, we did go to Camp Flint, which was outdoors, and that was part of a protest back in 2017. And that was really a wonderful thing to be able to be a part of as well. But this time being able to go to multiple soup kitchens, multiple churches, it really greatened the impact that Dr. Molly and Dr. Quinton and all the interns could have in learning and sharing. And I'm overall just very thankful I got to be a part of that experience.
Thank you, Alondra, for sharing. Thank you, Alondra, for sharing. Alondra, I was wondering if you could tell me about a meaningful or favorite experience in Flint.
Yes, definitely. I think one of the most meaningful experiences that we had was giving the liver detox compresses that help to detox the lead and other metals, because we got to do it in the pews of the church. And laying these people down was almost a spiritual experience. It was very profound, because we were able to lay these people in the pews of the church and tell them, you're going to rest for this amount of time. And all of us interns actually came up to the front of the church and we played the lyre for them. And in this large kind of, beautiful atmosphere that was quiet with the music playing, some people, when they woke up from it, they would actually come up to us and say, this is some of the most enriching sleep. And that experience of not just detoxing, but of feeling really nurtured and cared for was such a beautiful thing to almost partake in. Almost made me want to come to tears because of watching these people just finally letting others take care of them and feeling cared for. And I'm so glad that we got to give them that experience.
Thank you, Alondra. And Brittany, I was wondering if you could tell me about a meaningful or favorite experience in Flint.
Well, to expand on what I previously said, just communing with the residents, getting to know them, hearing their stories, and forging bonds with them. That was my favorite part. I actually still stay in touch with some of the residents we met on Facebook. We chat every now and again. And towards the end, we got to go to Camp Promise, which was a community of protesters whose intention was to raise awareness on the water crisis. And it was so informative and illuminating to see that community uniting together in pursuit of justice and the fundamental human right to clean water. It was something for sure. And this happened shortly after, what was it? Camp
Standing Rock?
Standing Rock. So this was kind of in the wake of that. So just to see these people rallying for a common purpose was really cool. Yeah.
Thank you, Brittany. And Brittany, I was wondering what impact your work in Flint have had on you and your future plans.
Yeah, our work in Flint had a huge impact on me. Primarily, it underscored the importance of holistic approaches to health. As many of us know, the mind-body-spirit connection is crucial to understanding physical health as a whole, and everything's interconnected, just as we humans are. And to understand an ailment, whether it be physical, cultural, societal, etc., we really must first address the root cause. So that was a big takeaway from my time in Flint. And it allowed me to really awaken to our shared ability to humanity. And seeing Molly and Dr. Quentin's determination to help and ability to really manifest their thoughts and their desires into tangible action was just so inspiring. So that was a huge takeaway, and it allowed me to really hone my muscle for listening and not talking so much, which has been helpful in so many other areas of my life.
Thank you, Brittany.
Yeah.
And Alondra, what impact did your work in Flint have on you and your future plans?
Yeah, I think it actually had a great impact on actually what I'm studying today in wellness. When I first was at the internship with Dr. Molly and Dr. Quentin, I actually had not gone to U of M yet, and I think that having this kind of basis internship really affected my direction in life to really understand where there was community suffering and health, made me really passionate about how I can help in that way. And even though now I study things from more of a almost like social work perspective and not as much of like a pre-med perspective, I think that the experience in Flint really helped me to see community health on this broad scale and how we can try to prevent these atrocities from happening, not just on a personal level, but also on a societal level. How did the government or how did things lead to this lead crisis in the first place? And so that's been really huge, as well as a preventative interpersonal stance to life. The internship really helped me to see health so holistically, from nutrition to mental well-being to spirituality to body movement. How can we try to add to the prevention of these health atrocities happening in our own lives? And I am really grateful to have had such a wonderful influence and inspiration from the internship and from Dr. Molly and Dr. Quentin to kind of help me be passionate about going out into communities and helping others in a broad scale that has really been influenced by some of the fundamentals of anthroposophy and helping people to be well on such a broad spectrum and range that so many people might not even be aware of in their daily lives today, and hoping to help bring this ideas of prevention and holistic thinking about our health to more people in the world in general. And so I'm thankful to have had this such a structural experience early on in my studies and to help with others. So.
Thank you very much, Alondra. And thank you both, Brittany and Alondra, for the work you've done and your continued work, and for sharing today with us.
Yeah, and thank you, Mara and Alondra, and big thanks to Molly and Quentin. It's very evident that your gift and desire to heal and outreach to the community is of primary importance to you guys. It's very authentic. The monetary gain is not even your objective. It's so clear to us, and we are so appreciative. I am appreciative, and I know Alondra is too, of you taking us into your center and showing us the ropes. And I don't even think we incurred a cost for that. That was all at their expense. So that's really amazing as well.
Right. I echo Brittany's sentiment. Thank you so much, Mara and Brittany and Dr. Molly and Dr. Quentin as well. And I think that I will always, hold all of you guys very highly, knowing how heart-centered and, genuine, authentic, and well-intentioned you guys are will always be an inspiration for me. So thank you guys so much.
We love you guys.